Who's going to do the dance? All right, welcome everybody. We are in the week 9 challenge. We've officially wrapped up our month of Linux, so maybe that's a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how much y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned a lot. So my name's Tara Melton. With me today is Jessica Hyde, and we have a guest with us, Aaron Sparling. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, hopefully y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Everyone else in the US as well had a wonderful Thanksgiving last week. Did you have a good holiday?
Yeah,
Awesome.
glad to be here.
Awesome. So since we wrapped up the month of November, we are starting a new set of challenges pertaining to Windows memory this month of December. So now that we've wrapped up the month of November, we just want to let you know to stay tuned. We're going to be announcing the month 2 winner of the CTF Challenge. And also we're going to be picking some random winners for each of the participants, or each week we have different participants that are going to be randomly selected for also more prizes. So make sure you keep a lookout in your emails to be able to see if you won maybe one of those random selected prizes. So with that, we will move on to revealing the week 7 challenge of our Linux. So thank you everyone who submitted the vlogs for those. I'm going to be going ahead and sharing my screen and going ahead to reveal the answers to that. So go ahead and let me make sure that you can see my screen here when I pull it up.
Yes.
All right, great.
Wait a second. You can process Linux and Axiom?
Yes, I'm so glad you brought that up. So a lot of people might not realize that you can actually load a Linux image in to Axiom just click under Windows, and we can actually read the file system, and you can review the file system in Axiom as well. So if you didn't know that, then obviously you can here, so you can see that here. So the first, this was a 3-parter question, and hopefully you found this a little bit less challenging than some of our other Linux questions, trying to give you a little bit of a reprieve there. So the first question of this challenge was, what was the IP address of the primary node? So here I have the primary node loaded in here to Axiom, and I'm just going to navigate to the etc directory, and then under, let's see, the network directory. And within here, there is a file called interfaces that has some network information here. And you can actually answer all 3 of the parts of this question from this particular file. So the first part of the question was, what was the IP address? So you can see here, this 192.168.2.100. Some people went to the host file to solve this as well. I saw in some of the write-ups. So there's a couple of different places that you could have found this particular part of the question. And then the second part of the challenge was this IP address dynamically or statically assigned? And you can see here in this part of the line here that it was actually a static IP address. And then the third was, what was the interface name for the primary node? And that's going to be this section right here, this ENS33. So those are the answers to the 3 parts of this question. Again, a little bit lighter on the Linux challenge this week, but hopefully you still enjoyed it and hopefully you learned something new. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. Whoops. All right, so there we go.
Hey, Tara, while we're
Yes.
talking about IP addresses,
Yes.
just because I just saw the update last week, Richard Davis, 13 Cube, just put out a Bebis 2.0. And if anybody's dealing with IP address data, it's a tool that Aaron, our guest here today, turned me on to. That's really cool at giving some GeoID information if you have IP addresses. So it's a really cool script. Go ahead and check it out, abebis.py.
Awesome. Thanks for that info.
Yeah.
Hopefully checks it out. I didn't know that, so I'm going to definitely go check that out. All right, so moving on to week 9. So we're going to kick off our memory challenge. But first, like we've done every week, we're going to start off with some trivia. So Aaron, do you have any type of trivia that you want to share for an extra 5 bonus points? First one in the Discord to answer.
Yes, so for our trivia question, it goes like this. So Jessica and I did a presentation at the 2020 SANS DFIR Summit on memory forensics. And during that presentation, we talked about a community plugin for handling Veracrypt. So the question is, what is the GitHub address for that particular third-party community plugin for handling Veracrypt?
Ooh, that's a
Ooh.
challenging one. Oh, and by the way, if you guys haven't checked out their presentation that they did, it was amazing. Jess and Aaron, you guys did an awesome job. So I definitely encourage you to check that out. It was such a great talk. So I just wanted to throw that out there too. I really enjoyed it.
I am so stoked for people getting to dig into this memory challenge. And I know the three of us have done a lot of work and talking about memory. So I would really stay tuned that some of these challenges, it might be helpful to have deep dived into that presentation for some
Maybe
of
a
these
little.
questions. So
Yeah.
if you have to refer to that presentation to get the answer to this question, it may actually be helpful in solving this week's CTF challenge as well.
And it's a great presentation all around anyway, so
Oh,
just check it out anyway.
Call Aaron.
All right, so Aaron, let's go ahead and talk about what your actual CTF challenge question is. I'm really excited to hear it. Let's kick it off.
All right, so the first question is, the user had a conversation with themselves about changing their password. What was the password they were contemplating changing to? And you need to provide that answer as a text string.
Okay.
And then that'll unlock.
Is this implying that there's more parts to your challenge?
There might be a few more parts to this challenge, yes.
Awesome.
1 or 2 or 8 or 10, yeah.
Oh man. Oh, they're in for it for week 1, huh?
Oh, they should have fun, I hope.
Awesome.
I think everyone will have fun.
Everyone's going to have fun. Hopefully everyone learns a lot too. So awesome. Well, thank you so much, Aaron, for being here.
Thanks for having
And
us.
Happy that you are joining us. And Jess, do you have any announcements on who's on Cash Up tomorrow?
I do. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Our amazing guest as we're kicking off this like memory related week is Aaron Sparling. So he'll be our guest tomorrow on Cash Up. We'll be delving into, I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about memory, but we'll be delving into understanding what Aaron's done, where he comes from, his views, his advice. So Aaron's a good friend of mine, so I'm totally stoked for the episode. And kind of kicking on this memory week this week, on Thursday, I'll be doing tips and tricks on processing memory images in Axiom. So if you haven't done memory in Axiom, it might help you with the challenge. It might not. But if you want to see how to process memory in Axiom, check out that tips and tricks this Thursday.
Awesome. Well, if Aaron's on Cash Up tomorrow, maybe we'll get a hint.
I don't know, Aaron. Am I going to be able to get a hint out of you tomorrow?
We'll see. We'll see.
You know what? We'll see where you guys are struggling. We'll make sure we're looking at the CTF board as you're all putting in your answers, and maybe if we see people are getting stuck in the same place, maybe Aaron will give a little hint if I ask him nicely.
Nudge.
Ask him nicely.
So we'll be monitoring what you're putting in over the next, I guess, 22 hours or so, because probably at about 9 a.m. I've got to figure out what I'm going to say to Aaron at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So give us over the next 23 hours. We'll kind of take a look at where you're at, and we'll see if we can get a little hint to help you out if you're stuck.
Awesome. Totally looking forward to that conversation. I'm really excited about it.
I'm excited too. We're going to have so much fun, Aaron.
Oh, we will. We always do.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for joining us again, kicking off week 9 with Windows Memory. So hopefully you have fun and good luck, everybody. Have a good week.